This episode of On the Line is presented to you by Living.fit, your one stop for all your fitness needs. Make sure you go download the app Living.fit today. Now here's the show. Welcome to On the Line. Today is Tuesday, March 1st. Holy moly. February already gone. But anyway, we got a big show for you guys. But first and foremost, if you're listening on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Stitcher, iHeart, Google, whatever, hit that follow. Maybe leave a review. That'd be pretty cool. But anyway, big show, fun show, great show. We got 2 interviews today. Got Pat Ricard, fullback of the Baltimore Ravens. Awesome time catch up with him. Pretty funny. Then we catch up with UFC Lightweight Devonte Smith, not the NFL receiver, but the UFC fighter who came first. No big deal, came first, but we got an interview with him. Great time catching up with him. Once we get done with the interviews, wrap up with our winners and losers of the past week, and then we give out our performance bonuses and fight of the night for UFC Vegas 49. So without further ado, here is Patrick Ricard. We are joined by the last 2A player in the NFL. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. You might know him as Party Pat, Pastor Pat, Project Pat, or even Pancake Pat. We're joined by Pat Ricard, my man. What's up?
Nothing. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. So, I was kind of preparing for this interview. I noticed you drink a lot of energy drinks. What are you slamming right now?
So my favorite energy drink is probably Reigns. They're one of the strongest, 300 milligrams. I usually like Monsters too and stuff like that, but I've noticed that Reigns, they just have that, like, doesn't taste as like acidic, or it doesn't like upset my stomach as much. I used to like Bangs, but I feel like Bangs were definitely upsetting my stomach, and it's mostly been Reigns. I don't know. Reigns has been my go-to.
I'm a Reign guy. Are you drinking one right now?
Right now, no, I'm not. It's a little late right now. It's 4:30. I won't go to bed. I usually do them in the morning or like early afternoon.
How many do you drink a day?
So the thing about it though is, like, I don't try to get hooked on them, because like once you drink one and then you start drinking 2 a day, you have to take that many, or you start getting like headaches and stuff like that from not having that much caffeine. So usually try to at least one or around one. I try to control myself a little bit. It's hard though.
Yeah, it is hard, because not only do they like get you like the caffeine high, but you also get that, like, I don't know, they taste good too. Like, I love, like, the best Reign is like the blueberry lemonade one. You know what I'm talking about? The H2Z.
I don't actually.
No, it's like the blue and yellow can. You don't know which Reign I'm talking about?
Yeah, check that out then.
No way. That's crazy. That's like my favorite flavor by far. Like, the only people I've talked to, that's their best one. But anyway, I know you just got back. You got back from was it a destination wedding? Was that where you were at for vacation?
Yeah, it was Zach Sealer. He plays for the Dolphins now. It was in Sebring, Florida. It's like in the middle of nowhere in Florida. That's where they had it.
Was it like a little island?
No, it was like a barn. It was like a literally middle of nowhere, just some random street. There's a barn, super nice. Probably had like 200 people there. It was a good time. It was this past Saturday.
Yeah, okay. Looked like a good time. So, going to do my research for this, I was kind of expecting, like, okay, I get to finally watch a part of my take episode to prepare for a guest for first time in a while. How have you not been a guest on there yet? Like, they show you so much love. I
know. I mean, I know PFT, he really likes me. He'll talk about me, shout me out and stuff, but they never asked me to go on the show. It's okay. I mean, if they ever do, I obviously would love to, but I'm not like all upset or like questioning and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it would be definitely cool to get on the show.
Like the true fullback you are, you're here with the real grit and grind podcast game out here, with the guys really in the trenches,
What's that?
You're here with the real grit and grind podcast out here,
yeah.
We're just grinding, moving our way.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I fit exactly what those guys are all about. So I think one of these days, I'm sure they'll ask me to come on. So we'll see.
So is this Super Bowl the past one? Was that really the first time you've ever been to a game as a fan?
Yeah, I only grew up as a Patriots fan growing up, and I've never been to any Patriots games. I've never been to anywhere else. So the only times I've ever been to games is the ones I played in. So this is the first one I've actually sat in a stadium and watched a game. So it was a really cool experience, and it's something I'll definitely remember for a long time.
How are the Bengals fans around you?
they're okay. They weren't only one couple knew who I was because I told them, but like they weren't too rowdy. I think they haven't been there so long, so I don't think their fan base is very like obnoxious or like arrogant or anything like that. I think they were just really happy to be there. So I think it was a really good game. So they, there was a lot of ups and downs for both teams. So it wasn't like any bad tension or like, bad blood happening because it was such a good game.
Oh yeah, 100%. And so like you said a minute ago, you were a Pats fan growing up. So like growing up in that, you must have hated the Ravens then growing up.
Yeah, I definitely did not like the Ravens very much because the Ravens are always been a really good team, and they always have to play each other in the playoffs. And both times, not both times, they lost in 2012, and I was so upset. I remember it was my first year in college in Maine, and all I knew was the Patriots, and then I had to deal with college, roommates and teammates that were fans of other teams, and I just remember watching that Super Bowl when they won against the 49ers, and I was just so upset because my Patriots were supposed to be there and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, it's definitely weird having, play in an organization that was a team that you did not like growing up. But it's been a lot of fun playing for them.
Oh, for sure. And so before we move on any further, before we start talking about your career and such like that, can you explain what the Pat Ricard hat trick is?
Yeah, I forgot who brought that up to me. But it was like when I was playing both sides of the ball, it was like in one game, if I get like these certain amount of stats, we didn't really like come up with an idea because they brought up to me and I was like, oh, that's actually kind of interesting. It was like if I get a touchdown in the game, a sack, and then like a forced fumble or a fumble recovery or something like that, then it was technically, you call it, a pat trick or a hat trick or whatever. It's kind of clever, but yeah, that's kind of what I kind of talked about it.
I saw there was like 5 different categories. There's like a touchdown, fullback assist, first down, block kick, then tackle for a loss or sack. But like you don't really play defense anymore, and I don't think you play special teams at all anymore, do you?
I do. I'm still on kickoff return as a halfback, so it's like an off returner, and then what else am I on special teams? I'm kind of like on the depth chart for everything else, but it's mostly just kickoff return. I used to be on field goal block, but yeah, that's about it right now. It's just been KOR.
So the Pat Ricard hat trick has been whittled down to just a touchdown, fullback assist, and a first down.
Yeah, it's not quite as cool as it used to be, but yeah.
Yeah, or you could also add like a new category of like someone telling you to relax because you pancake them or like are playing through the whistle.
Right. It could be like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't even know what you even call that.
I don't even know what you call it either. But anyway, so again, speaking of pancakes, playing through the whistle, things like that. Who's been your most satisfying like pancake or like guy that you've kind of just completely ragdolled?
Top of my head, I would probably say my second season, just because, playing the fullback position was something I didn't do in college. So it was still somewhat new to me, a lot of a learning curve. So for me to have any success, it was a big deal. So second year, played Carolina, and I blocked to the whistle. It was Luke Kuechly, and I like put him on his back, and I remember just like how dope of a feeling that was. So someone like a high player like that, somebody you kind of grew up watching and you admire a lot and have a lot of respect for in such an early part of my career. Besides him, I mean, it has to be like bigger guys, just like a really big player who's really like well known. Like I would love to put Myles Garrett on his back. Love his game. So I think he's such a great player. So to do it for somebody that high caliber and also just a big boy like that, I think it would just be awesome.
Well, if you had to pick between the 3 of like the defensive ends for those 3 other NFC North teams, would it be TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, and Trey Hendrickson? If you had to pick one of those 3, which one would you? It sounds like Myles Garrett is the one you want the most.
I mean, Trey, he was new to the division, so I only played him. I didn't play in the second game against them, so the first time, I thought he was pretty cool to play against. TJ Watt's unbelievable. But yeah, he's a little bit smaller than Myles because Myles is a true D end, and TJ is more of like outside linebacker. I don't know. I mean, it'd probably be between those two for sure. Probably Miles, just because he's bigger.
Just because he's just a mammoth superhuman. It would
Just
feel a little
yeah,
bit
he's
better.
just an absolute yeah. Dude's a freak. Proudly he is.
It's unreal. So I want to talk about this past year with the Ravens. Kind of every year, it kind of seems like one playoff team from the year before just gets plagued by injuries. Did it just get to the point where every one of the teams was like, I guess we're going to get hurt at some point and just miss some games? Because it seemed like that, at least from the outside.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely some moments where you just kind of I mean, you're not consciously thinking like, oh God, like, am I going to be next? But you kind of are like, man, am I going to get hurt just because just it was happening so often? Like it was getting a little worrisome, you know, but at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason and you can only control the things you can't control. So, you know, injuries happen, you know, not always a rhyme or reason why they do happen, but you just have to make sure that you're doing what you can do, you know, that's your rest, recovery, how you eat, how you train, you know, how you play. You got to be smart when you're playing. You can't just be throwing your body around. But obviously, me, I have to throw my body around more, and I like to. But you got to be smart in some instances to try to prevent injuries. But yeah, it was definitely an unfortunate year for our team of how injured we were getting throughout the year.
And so, one question I ask about free agency. This is kind of the only question I got, and just because, again, you haven't signed the extension, right? Correct? Just so I have that correct. Yeah, I don't think so. Are you kind of excited though for free agency, just in terms of like, this is the first time you've ever really been in a position to be recruited throughout your entire life?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what's really exciting about it is this would be, you know, I was an undrafted free agent out of Maine, and then I signed a 2-year extension with the Ravens. So this would be the real first time that I will be able to see my true worth throughout the league and how teams perceive me. And it's also exciting too, just to see potentially, you know, if I'm going to be living in a new city, new team, for my family, and also, you know, this is going to be a life-changing contract for me and my family, no matter what. So we're just excited for everything to come. You know, there's obviously some anxious sides to it. Just, you know, you're excited about living in a new city and a new team and all that. If that happens, if I don't come back with the Ravens, but at the same time, that's also a little, you know, brings a little anxiety because then you have to kind of start over. You have to learn a new offense. You have to learn a new city, new team, new organization. But you know, I'm excited for it all. I mean, I'm grateful for it. I'm blessed to even be in this, you know, have this opportunity. So we'll see what happens in a couple of weeks. We'll really have more answers right now. It's just kind of unknowns.
You're kind of we're kind of that weird gap between the Super Bowl and like the real start of the year, where it's kind of just like all draft stuff right now, and it's just kind of right before free agency hits. How many people
Right.
were trying to recruit you though at the Pro Bowl?
I mean, throughout the Pro Bowl, I mean, the only people that I really had contact with was the Titans because that was the whole staff that was there for the AFC. So you know, just kind of interacting with those coaches and that staff, and it was a really great week. I really enjoyed the staff that was there. But yeah, I mean, that was really about it. Besides that, I let my agent handle everything. He's the one that's going to be talking with teams, having teams reach out. He's going to reach out, you know, just little things like that right now.
So again, going back to the Pro Bowl, one of the things is like you interact with all these different guys from across the league. Was there like any guy that you used to just like fucking hate, or like for some reason you just couldn't stand that once you met him at the Pro Bowl, you're like, oh, he's actually a pretty cool dude?
Yeah. This year, I mean, not so much because I've already this is my second one that I've been to. This is my third straight, but last year he got canceled because of COVID. But you know, my first year, it was only my third year in the league. I've only been with the Ravens, so you're not really sure how you feel about some guys in the league just from what you see on social media or media and whatever. And you know, one of those guys that I always kind of was like kind of iffy about. I was just like, I don't know how he. Sometimes people have a persona in front of a camera versus in person. So I wasn't really sure how Jamal Adams was going to be in person. You know, I was just kind of like not really sure how I felt about him. And then when I met him in person and talked to him, I was like, this dude's actually very, very cool. Like I'm actually a fan of him, and kind of makes me after that moment, I kind of stopped putting, you know, pre-notions of people before I actually like meet them and get to know them. And I think that's how it is with some players. You know, sometimes you don't really know how you feel, or you think you either like them or you hate them, and then once you actually meet them, that's when you really know their true character and who they are.
And so you say that for that. You don't have to say a name for this part. But the other way, someone you thought you would like, they ended up didn't like. Did you have those kind of instances as well when you went to the Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
Again, don't have to say a name. I'm
Yeah.
not.
No. I don't
'Cause
think so.
I don't
No.
want to
Yeah.
get
No.
you
I
in
don't.
trouble.
Yeah. No. I don't. I think it only goes the other way around. I don't think because it's funny. A lot of people, they think NFL, they think big, scary, mean guys, but it's really not like that. It's actually super nice guys. We're all just like kind of like big kids at heart. So everyone's really nice, and we're all there to have a good time. So I don't think anyone's really going to be like just thinking they're better than anybody else because you're in a room that's considered the best of the best. So no, I think everyone's been amazing whenever I talk to anybody at the Pro Bowls.
Okay. And so one more question about the Ravens, and we're gonna move on to like my intern's questions, who unfortunately going to be here. But are you still only going to the tight ends room in the Ravens? Are you still just doing, or is there your own little fullback room?
So I've only been with a tight end room. There is no fullback room with the Ravens. So I don't know how it is with other teams because, like I said, I've only been with one. But I guess it depends on how they coach it or what they do. So like sometimes fullbacks will go with the running backs, and they'll be like in the running back room. I've never been in the running back room. I've only been with the tight ends with the offense. So my coaches are the tight end coaches because before that. When I first started playing fullback, it was Greg Roman, who's the OC right now. He was a tight end, so he wanted to do both, play full and tight end, and that's where I was the most in the tight end room. There is no fullback room. There is no fullback coach. I'm in that room with them, with those guys.
Okay, so we got my intern's questions. He's unfortunately not here. He's in class, so this is kind of like a.
I'm breaking up right now a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Let me know if this. Yeah, just give it like 20 seconds or so. It's just this one little spot we're in right now.
Yeah. I think we're back.
Okay.
I think we're back. Okay. All right.
This road's just really bad.
Oh, you're all
okay.
Good. All right.
Yeah,
all
I
right.
think fine now.
I think we're good
so
now.
You said if I like it, we move on. If I don't like it,
we end
then
it.
what?
We end it. We end this whole thing. Okay. We wrap on up. All right. So this is the first question: is are you going to bring back the shotgun spike and do it for every single touchdown?
I like that. Yes.
Okay. No, I'm gonna switch 2 and 3. Did it feel like there was a weather switch when you played the Patriots back in 2020? It seemed like every time you guys got the ball, the rain would just pick up and just become a monsoon, and every time the Patriots had it, it was just kind of like calm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just felt like, especially at the end of the game when we had to move the ball down the field and get points, it just started to downpour, and people think that Bill Belichick and the Patriots had a button for some time machine some weather machine, and was making it rain, making it more difficult for us. So I would definitely say yes.
Okay. What do you miss most about playing defense?
I think I just miss just like the simplicity of it, but also the intricacies of the position. It's more of just you line up in this one spot and then you just play. Versus offense, it's like it's very you have responsibility. You have to go block this man, and it's a little less improv, I guess. There's way more. I'm trying to think of the word. It's just a little defense. You can kind of like let it loose more, and just your violence and your uniqueness of pass rush moves and stuff like that can make plays versus blocking. You can only kind of block in certain ways and stuff like that, and block one man for that one play. But yeah, that's probably what I miss the most. Just more freedom, I guess, playing the position.
Okay. And then, so this is number 4. What's your favorite memory from your time at the University of Maine?
I'd probably say winning our conference my redshirt freshman year. So my second year there, my first year playing, I think just winning that conference, it was a really, really cool, surreal moment. That's the only real good season I had when I was up there. So, I think that's probably my thing. I'll probably take the most from there.
All right. And then the last question he had, which I had to move all the way to the back, is did Lamar really have to poop, or was it a cramp?
I'm ending it right there.
Gotta ask. Can't not
Guess you could
ask.
answer that one.
All right, Pat. So we wrap this thing on up. Before we let you go, man, is there anything you want to promote? Anything like that?
Yeah, I have my own website. It's thepatrickricard.com. I have my merch on there. You can get a Pancake Pat shirt, hoodie, Project Pat swag, different, t-shirts, hoodies, masks, posters. And it has all my links to all my different socials, and my cameos. If you need a video shout out for anything, my Twitter, Instagram, everything's on there on me. And the website again is thepatrickricard.com.
All right, one more question then, just because you mentioned it. Have you ever shut down a request on Cameo?
I only do when people want me to be like, say some like pretty vulgar or messed up things about like a friend or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I can't just be having a video of me just saying like some bad stuff. So that's the ones I have to decline.
Okay, I figure there's probably some pretty grotesque things they want.
Yeah, they make me. Yeah, they want me to like rip their friends apart and they like have me like say like this stuff. And sometimes I'll like accept the video and I'll just like say what I want to say, but still kind of throw shots at their friends. But yeah, sometimes I'd have to decline them though.
Yeah, people can be brutal, but anyway, man,
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming on. Appreciate it once again.
Yeah,
good luck this next season. Look forward to see where you play. Well, just not Tennessee. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. Just don't play in Tennessee. I'm a Colts fan, so please don't play in Tennessee.
All right. Well, appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate you.
Take care.
See ya. That was great catching up with our man Pat, but I want to once again thank the sponsor of the show, Living.fit. Living.fit is a health and wellness company that will help you achieve all your fitness goals, from building muscle, losing fat, maybe just trying something new. Not only are there workout programs so that they can help build your nutrition and help build out your home gym. And for all my personal trainers out there looking to get certified in battle rope and kettlebell movements, they're the place to be. Make sure you go check out the website or download the app, Living.fit today. Now here is Devonte Smith. We're joined by one of the best smiles in the fight game. We are joined by UFC Lightweight Devonte, not the NFL receiver, Smith. My man, what's up? How we doing?
I'm doing good. I'm glad you know that.
I did know that. Well, actually, funny story. Again, I feel like I'm shitting on Harry. He's my intern. He's a huge like Philly sports kid, and so when he saw the name, he was like, "Holy shit, we got the receiver!" I was like, "No. We got someone better. We got the UFC fighter."
Yeah, the fighter, not the NFL.
The fighter. Yes, exactly. I just out of curiosity, did you change the social handles from like your name to like what it is now, like the King Co and things like that, or has that always been the handles?
That's always been the handle. I say I speak things into existence. So KOE stands for like King of Everything.
Oh, the more you know. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Okay, now one more question two questions about Devonte. One of them's a little different. Do you ever just roll with it and be like, yeah, I'm Devonte Smith, like when girls slide in your DMs and things like that when they think you're the receiver?
No, I just think it's funny. I don't even answer. I'm pretty sure like some of our friends would be like, bro, take advantage. But it's like, look at my Instagram. You see, I don't throw any type of balls. This is just throwing hands. That's what I do. So that's how you know how thirsty they is.
No, they really are. They're going all the way out. But it's also like this is my idea. This is not even a question. It's just an idea. So say God willing you win this weekend on UFC 272. Your call out should just be calling out Devonte Smith.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny. Yeah, because I'm tired of everybody getting us mixed up before. And no hating, you know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking facts. Before he became what he is, my name popped up first on Google. Now, shoot, I'm not even on there.
Stolen valor.
Yeah.
You got to fight for the real name. So whoever loses has to go by like whoever the middle name is. Which I think we all know who would win here.
Yes,
and it's the real Devonte Smith.
Yeah, I'm taking him down. I'm giving him no chance.
Exactly. So let's go into this fight. You're returning to the Big Pop 272, but it's happened again. You had another person pull out a week before the fight. Does the game plan even really change going into the fight with Klein?
No, see, I'm on the same thing. I'm glad. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but no.
Neither do I.
I tried, man, and it just comes out disrespectful. So I'd rather just say what I can't pronounce. But no, man, it really doesn't change. It's the same thing. I train for just my skill set rather than a specific person. Now it may change a little bit only due to the fact that he's a southpaw instead of orthodox. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing. You in there, you're about to fight. Shit happens. I'm really just ready to get in there and just do my thing, man.
Get back on the winning track. And is it still gonna be at 55, or is it gonna be a catch weight still at 55?
No, 55,
right.
Yeah.
Championship weight, so we're back
Yeah.
there. Were you kind of disappointed though to see the fight? Like, obviously you're not disappointed to be back in front of the fans, but are you kind of disappointed that like you're fighting in Vegas and then here in a couple weeks we're gonna be back in Columbus?
No, not necessarily. I think it's cool only because of the fact my teammate Chris Gutierrez, he's fighting on that card, and me being from Cleveland, Columbus is only 2-3 hours away, so I get to show my face and go show support. So it's like a double whammy for me.
It is a double whammy, but hey, it is what it is. Eventually, we're kind of getting back on track to everything go back to normal. So you'll be fighting in Cleveland or Columbus probably here soon, I'd assume. Especially, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. Yeah. So obviously you're getting back into the cage, getting back into the octagon, going to avenge the loss. We'll get to that fight here in a little bit though. But what's the thing you're looking forward to the most at returning at 272?
I say really just getting in there and fighting, and like the aftermath of the win, just everything that comes with it, with the happiness, the like the proudness of like I won, going back home, like the media push, being able to eat some more. I'm not saying I'm starving or anything like that, but just being able to eat like a little bad food. But overall, man, just to get in there, just to feel that feel and see the fans, then probably block them out, but more so just fighting, bro. Just like it's gonna be the big cage, and I'm just excited to do what I do best and just all the new things that I've worked in my skill set which is grown. Just ready to fight, man, and win. That's the most important thing for me. The most exciting thing for me is to win.
So, like, real quick, I know we talked about this before we got on air. Was you went to the grocery store? Did you buy the stuff that you're prepared to eat after the fight? Did you like get a little glimpse, like, tease?
No. I bought I got a banana, some broccoli, some butter, and like 2 pieces of chicken thighs for tomorrow because I'm about to cook some salmon tonight.
Ooh, okay. So you're not even don't even have it around you. Not even gonna risk it. Not even gonna risk it. Yeah. Okay.
I do not like losing weight, bro.
It's fucking awful.
Yeah,
it's fucking awful. I used to be a fat kid, so like I don't I've never did it like in this short amount of time like you guys do it for. But I understand losing weight does fucking suck. I do want to do a cut. I want to eventually do like a real ass cut, kind of like you guys do.
So like what weight class? To what weight?
It would probably be 170 because like I'm a walking like 190 like 865 somewhere in there. I'd say like 170. There's no way I could hit 55. I would look disgusting.
Yeah,
I'm like 6'1", 6 feet.
Yeah, that ain't gonna look right on you.
No.
You're gonna look very skinny. Your calves not gonna be non-existent. It's just not gonna work out.
No, it wouldn't look good. I look like Connor when he was the last time he weighed in at featherweight.
Yep, that's exactly how you will look.
Disgusting. Yeah, it was gross. It's real gross. So obviously, last fight, I'm gonna go back to it. Was you fought Malarkey? Obviously, didn't go your way. You went into it though with a fractured rib. I'm assuming we're good to go going into this fight, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely. It was just one of those freak accidents that happened in practice. I think it was like 4 weeks before the fight, and I had like a fractured rib or displaced rib, one of the two. Basically, I was wrestling, and my teammate was on top of me, and I was like trying to scoot out, and I just felt something just like go inward. I felt my rib go inward, and that was a lot of pain. I tried to keep going a little bit more after that, but then I felt like that whole area got really warm. I'm like, nope, I should stop. And so I took a week off and did everything I could do, whether it came to like breathing exercises to stretch the ribs out, relaxing, recovery. Even on the days when I went back to the gym, I did very small movements, when it came to the wrestling portion. But, going into that fight, he got to the point where it was just like, shit, it is what it is. And I actually forgot about the rib situation until I got hit in the eye. And then when I went back and I'm trying to defend myself, and when he hit the rib, I'm like, oh shit, the rib.
Oh fuck, I forgot.
Yeah, that I forgot all about it. And basically when we had that exchange, I threw a hook, he threw a jab. I'm turning this way. The knuckle hit me right here. And as I'm coming in, that's what like fractured my orbital. And while I was going on, I had so many thoughts running in my head because I couldn't open my eye. I was like trying to force it open. It would not open. So when he hit me to the rib, I'm thinking, fuck my rib. But it's like, which one do you choose to protect? The rib or the eye? And I guess I chose eye because then he hit it the second time. And the second time it was a direct hit. I'm like, shit. I had to look at my watch and be like, shit, I got 8 more minutes of this. If you was looking for a way out, this is it. And, shit sucks, but, I'm a fighter. Things happen. You just learn to live with it and just fight for it.
Sometimes you got to make a business decision,
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you got to make that business decision. Don't want to hurt yourself even more. You got the orbital fracture, got the rib. You know what? Not my night. So let's take the L, move on. That's the best thing about MMA though. You can take the L and it's not like it's not like in boxing, you take an L and you're like, oh fuck. In MMA, everyone loses. So it's like,
yeah.
Obviously you don't want to lose. Like, let's get that out there. You don't want to lose.
But like the shitty part would be like, if you make that business decision and it's a championship fight, they let that.
Well, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole other story.
You might as well just tap it. That'd be the best because they gonna let it go on. Like, come on, keep fighting. So no, I'm okay. I feel like I made the right decision. It sucked. It took me a while to accept that because when the doctors came and told me, they was like, yeah, you got displaced and they said fractured ribs. It sounds crazy, but I was so happy to hear that because I'm like, oh, I knew I ain't no bitch. I wouldn't just drop. I wouldn't just drop. So, it sucked. It took me like 6-8 weeks for everything to feel better for me to get back into the gym. But, I'm here now.
That's all that matters. You're back in the octagon, or will be back in the octagon. That's the only thing that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Did you get it like scanned? Did you originally get the fractured ribs scanned before the fight? Like, no, so you didn't even know like the extent of it. So like, there's a chance you could have like just like had more fractures in the ribs.
Yeah. You never know with because we're not Superman. We can't see through skin and shit like that. So it was just one of those things where I went to my physical trainer and he did his examinations and he gave me his best thoughts and he said you just got to take a break for a little bit, and that's when I went through that whole series of recovery and little motions. I was feeling good again. I know how to shut that off during the fight because I'd rather focus on the fight rather than oh shit, my rib. What if I get my rib? It was really just one of those. Fuck it. If I get my rib, keep fighting. But
well, you go into almost like you're not going to tell us what your injury is. But I'm assuming, not assuming. Most of the time when you get in the octagon, usually there's something wrong with your body. It's just a matter of what is it, and that's just kind of how most fighters is, which is kind of like it's not like it's like an untalked about thing.
Yeah,
but that's just the way the fight game is. This is kind of a little question going back to like I know at one point you wrestled your dad and you beat him. When was that?
You're funny. That's a very how you figure that? Find that out.
I listened to a podcast. I don't remember what it was, but I was just listening to some podcast that I wrestled my dad once. I'm never letting him wrestle me again.
Yeah. We went against each other. I guess he was playing around because he's 6'3", about 230 pounds. And at that time I wasn't I was muscular from like wrestling, but I was still like young boy. And I guess he wasn't really trying. He was putting some muscle, but I guess he didn't think I was as strong as I was. And some way, somehow, I rolled him over, and I caught it a pin, and I got up, and I ran off. He was like, "See, I was trying to be nice because I see this documentary. If you get your neck broke, you get paralyzed. Let's go again." I'm like, "No, I'm cool. I ran with that win. I forever ran away with that win.
So how old were you? You in high school?
Yeah, probably like 17.
Man, look at you.
Right.
Did your dad hate comp? So did your dad not? I know your dad also didn't like he wasn't a fan of you fighting. Did he not like the UFC and combat sports as a whole? Then was he not a fan of that stuff, or is he just not a fan of you fighting?
Yeah, it was just a fan of me fighting. Because he played football. He went to college for it too, and he got injured and stuff like that. But he wasn't too big of a fan with me fighting because my orbital. That fight is my orbital, my cheekbone, and my ribs that got messed up. And I know it's just coming out of care and worry, but this is just what I do. He wanted me to be a nurse, and I'm like, yeah, you don't know me, because that is not for me, man. that is not my forte. All that studying to I'm cool.
No,
So
fuck that.
yeah, no,
My dad wanted me to be a surgeon. I'm like, I don't want to do all that study.
yeah. Why? What
Yeah,
is that?
No, I don't want to go to school until I'm 30 years old and pay off debt
Yeah,
until I'm 45. Fuck
yeah.
that.
Like I don't get that because you're not
Nah.
gonna help me to pay off this debt. You're not. You're just gonna be like, "Good job, son. You did it." So
Now you're on your own. Do your thing. You're your surgeon,
yeah,
sort of, but like you gotta
yeah,
figure it out.
yeah. I'm cool.
So you say your dad's a football player. So is that are you obviously I know you're in the fight game, you like fights, stuff like that. I know you want to play basketball. So are you a big basketball and football guy too? Like Cleveland sports, Browns, Cavaliers.
Nah, man. I will watch the playoffs and the Super Bowl just to be a part of the conversation the next day. Because I don't know. I never really. I mean, I played football in high school only for 1 year. I still to this day I don't understand I don't understand the reason for me like 100-pound man running into a 200-pound man. I get it. There's techniques and stuff like that, and then there's more than one person on the field. You got too many people you got to worry about. When I was in high school, I seen way too many people in the cafeteria on crutches, and they played football. So I was like, no, I'm cool. Basketball, I actually did want to be a basketball player. I used to play my cousins a lot, like crazy. And I really did enjoy it. But once I got into high school, my older brother wrestled, and then I got into wrestling. And, I wanted to be a fighter, and I seen that as a way of like learning a martial art. And yeah, they used to bend up the basketball players, man. So I lost respect for them. So I was like, I'm about to stay on the wrestling side. And I knew they played favoritism on the basketball. In the wrestling, you had wrestle-offs. So you had to fight for the spot. So I could do that. So
there is no that's the best thing about like the fight game is like the results are literally how you determine it. Like you have to fight for that position. Like you can't just like give it to somebody. You have to like literally go out there and earn it. That's like the best thing about it.
Yes, exactly. So wrestling was my first love. So yeah. Other than that, I don't really watch too many other sports other than like boxing and UFC and any other thing that's like fighting.
Okay. Well, okay. So let's move on to this. I know you're a big gamer. What's the big game right now? Are you still big into Mortal Kombat?
Okay. So now I really just play UFC 4. That's the only
Really?
thing I play. Like, yes, that's the only thing I play. I'll go to practice, learn some new stuff, and I'll get on a game and I'll just start practicing those movements. I feel like that's another way of like training without getting hurt because like there's a difference in levels, and I like going against them guys that like they just know how to play the game, but they don't actually know how to fight. So
they just spam. It's just spamming elbows and kicks. Yep. That's all it is. It's just
or
elbows
1, 2,
and
1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah,
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah.
One
or like
overhand right.
Or like the double elbows.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I like going against those guys because I become like very technical. I start hitting them with like actual like fight combos, fight techniques, be hitting angles on them, taking them down and stuff like that. So I feel like it's another way of training.
Do you get hate messages for being so technical in the game?
Yeah, I got one yesterday. Dude said I was a cheater because my health was on low and I still won. And I was like, bro, that's how I know you trash because I took my hood health off and the timer off. You're still like focusing on health. So we had this little banter back and forth, and it was getting boring because he kept saying I was cheating. So I just told him like, yeah, that's why me and my dude, we were switching controllers, just beating your ass. And he got salty. He's like, see, I'm like, yeah, he was the one that actually knocked you out with the head kick. He was like, see, how you go, that's how I know you trash because you ain't really get that win. So I was just saying shit to get under the skin, which worked. He kept going. Like, I'll be watching Netflix and you'll just see another message from him. I'm like, dude, like, you're still going. Like, that's how I know your feelings.
Dude, that's sometimes the fun you can have because the thing is that guy you messaged and were shit talking. He has no idea he was shit talking a UFC fighter either.
Yeah,
he has no idea.
I wanted to say that, but I feel like they gonna go off my last fight and start roasting me. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. He just keeps sending you links. He just keeps sending you links of the knockout.
Yeah, I don't want none of that. So I just make myself seem like a average Joe.
So actually, speaking of UFC 4, I know before the Justin James fight, you fought UFC 4 the night before, and people were just fucking cooking you. Did you do that before the last fight with Malarkey too?
Yeah, I think I did.
Because I was saying if you didn't, you can do that before this fight. And I'm just saying the last time you did it, you won. So theoretically, if you get in there and get fucking cooked again before the fight.
Yeah. I think this time I'm taking the PlayStation and I'm taking my Oculus. You ever played that game?
I haven't played it, but I've seen it all over the place.
Dude, like for real, like
I wish I could go buy one, but you know.
Oh, they sold out?
No, I just don't have the money at the moment. Saving my money up for something bigger, bigger.
I get
also,
it. Okay.
I'm waiting to buy the Xbox. That's the other thing too. I'm like, I want to get the Xbox the minute I can get it. And every time I see it available, I'll click on the link, and then by the time I get through the process, all right, we're sold out.
Yeah, I got the PS5 after my last fight, bro. I was so salty. I was like, I gotta get something, man. I need something. So I know somebody who be selling them. So I was like, hey, so as soon as I got off the plane, I went to their house, got me a brand new PS5 and like hooked it up. My mom was talking to me and stuff. I ain't really was trying to hear nothing because I'm still salty that I lost. And the PlayStation 5 was what brought me like some joy. So hey.
So what are you into? Where are you big into then? The Oculus before we go on this little side note.
The thrill of the fight.
Oh, the boxing game.
Yes.
You can throw overhands the entire time and win every single time. Pat McAfee proved that. Yeah. All you do is just throw overhand, and make sure you avoid a couple. Every now and then you gotta avoid the shot from the other guy.
Okay, did he get to like the last level guy? Really?
Oh, yeah, on God. Okay. On God. I swear he did.
Okay. On what difficulty?
Oh, that I don't know though. That's what I don't know. Or are you on? I'm assuming you're on expert mode, fucking playing.
No. I'm on normal. I think I got to everybody. Yeah. I beat everybody. I got to ease my way into it because you be getting your ass whooped for real. So I don't feel like getting salty. I want to learn how the movements go before I like go to a next level.
Do you ever get frustrated because you're like, this wouldn't happen in real life? This is bullshit.
On UFC 4, yes. That it was a couple times I like if I had like Superman power, it's like my remote, I would just like crush it, man.
That's the best thing about that game, dude. It's so fucking frustrating sometimes.
It's very.
It's like you make one subtle movement, and they hit you with a jab and you're knocked out. Like that's the shit that just makes you want to crush your controller just out of pure anger.
Or will they Wi-Fi trash and make your Wi-Fi trash, and then like you click square, triangle, square, and then it just stares at them, gets hits 3 times, and then they'll throw it. I'm like, bro, come on, man. I threw that like 5 seconds ago.
That's the other bad thing too. I had to quit for like a month because I was getting so fucking bad. Yeah, because I guess my Wi-Fi was so bad. I would do combinations. By the time I'd get to this, it'd be like 5 seconds. Then I'm in like throwing like the body shot. Yeah. And then I get hit with a kick because like it's so delayed. It was so frustrating. So fucking frustrating. But anyway, so as I said before this, my intern who came in, this is the way this thing works. He has this little segment, and it's a game. It's a 5-level game. If you've ever wanted to tell a reporter or a journalist, anyone, if you ever want to say this question fucking sucks, this is your opportunity to do this. So if you like the question, we move on to the next one. But if you don't like the question, you have to tell them you don't like the question, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Does that make sense?
Right. Okay. You said it's 5 levels?
It's 5 levels, 5 questions.
Yep. All right, let's see how crazy you're about to get.
We're gonna start this off with a kind of a heater, I guess. So hypothetical scenario here: Jake Paul challenges you to a fight, right?
Yeah.
What round are you putting him out in, and how are you putting him down?
All right, so we talk about boxing, right?
Boxing, boxing, MMA.
Jake Paul isn't getting in the octagon. He's not getting in the octagon.
Yeah, he's a coward. So I guess we're going boxing.
Okay, so let's say that'd be like a 10-rounder.
10-rounder, yeah.
Okay, I'll say possibly the 8th or 9th round because first off, he a bigger dude. Like people don't really understand how big he actually is. You gotta wear from wearing them out, picking my shots, and because he drops his hand. So within the later rounds, that's when once I get his pattern, either catch him with TKO with the little shots like left hook, right hooks, uppercuts, and stuff like that, or straight shots. Once I get his pattern and see that his hands is low, maybe like an overhand right.
Nice. Yeah, I mean the same strategy for the VR game. Just come at him over the top, come at him over the top, and then end him. It'd be satisfying as hell too. Yeah,
Huh?
Satisfying as hell too because
Yeah, it is.
he deserves
I'm
to be.
try that out. You be sweating,
Yeah,
bro.
Oh, you really are.
It's a workout.
My roommate got an Oculus for Christmas, and we had a day where we just play that boxing game, and I took off the headset and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Did you feel it in your arms the next 2-3 days?
Yeah.
You feel it in your legs?
You would.
Yeah, no, like your arms and your chest. You're like, and like
really
right in your back there. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I remember throwing out my shoulder doing Wii boxing, but that's all I
Dude, yeah, you should play through the fight. Yeah, you should play through the fight there. If you throwing out your arm in Wii boxing.
Well, it was I was playing against a friend. You know, you get a little into it. You know, throw a little.
We gotta teach you how to box, man.
I do. I need the box. I've been saying it for months. Actually, almost damn near a year now. I'm like, I'm gonna go box.
Yeah, do it, man. You know, everybody should learn how to fight, man. It gives you a certain types of confidence, and it just gives you a really good confidence. And then you've been in a fight before. You don't have to necessarily be in the street to fight because that's life or death. But to have a legalized safe
weapons.
Yeah. Be in a safe environment while fighting, getting beat up, and beating people up. That's a good experience.
Yeah,
that's on the to-do list. When it gets a little nicer out. When it gets a little nicer, you know.
Sense.
Yeah. All right. Number two.
You were talking about wrestling in high school earlier. I used to wrestle in high school. So when you were doing that, what was your go-to move to start off a match? Because I would always go for like a high crotch or either fake him out with a headlock and go snap down cement mixer.
So what I would do is I would shoot for a single leg, knowing that they're going to sprawl, and go for a bear hug and then take them throw them from there.
Yeah,
that's how I used to get the really good guys, because I would do things that look like very technical, but I'm really just going for something else, and then I use strength to take them down.
The throws are the best way to go. If you hit it right and prevent them from rolling through, it's over. That's an instant pin. I used to love that kind of thing.
My coaches, they taught us basically how to hurt people. Like all coaches do, but I'm saying that was really the goal. So when I used to pick them up, I used to for real slam people, knock out all the win, all the fight out of them. They just want to just get this over with. I got disqualified one time for doing it. So
really,
it was bad.
All right, number three.
Good stuff. So we're doing some research, found out you big car guy. What's your favorite car you own right now?
All right, due to finances and being an older guy, the Honda, because Honda Accord, good old gas. As long as you take care of it, it looked nice. When I was younger, my favorite car was the Mustang. The Mustang, like Shelby, the Toyota Supra, it's the Mitsubishi, the Nissan GTR. That one right there, bro. And I like the newer version, but I like the older version. It's just more rigid. I love wide body cars.
Okay. So fourth question to follow up on that: what would be your dream car? The car you will save up for after a big purse, get that money in, get that car immediately.
A Dodge Viper.
Dodge Viper. Yeah. Do you have any specific color scheme? Any I
don't know, bro. I think it just had to go at that moment, because I'm thinking the car. Because me and my older brother, we used to play a lot of car games. So that's where we got the carbon fiber hood, or maybe a bright color, or maybe a color that what's that stuff called when it's multicolored paint job? What's that called again?
Chromatic kind of thing.
Yeah. One moment is black, another moment is red.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
One of those. It's really slick, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, That'd be dope.
Were you a
Right.
Forza guy? Were you a Forza guy, or were you a Need for Speed Underground kind of guy?
Need for Speed Underground.
Yeah.
You had to be too much into
Let's
the
go.
lines. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, dude, those games that Need for Speed Underground 2, that was my shit.
Yeah, bro.
That was
Those are good. Those are good ones, man.
Those are some classics.
Yup.
All right, number 5.
All right, number 5. So you get done training. You're not feeling UFC 4 for the day. Do you throw on any, like, is there any TV show you've been binging recently? Anything you've been, like, just putting on and relaxing, taking some stress off your brain?
So I'm big into anime. So I watch One Piece, Demon Slayer, what's some stuff I was just watching? Attack on Titan. There's this new like Taekwondo anime. I don't know the name. I'm just kind of like easing into it. What's another anime I have been watching? This is not anime, but I love cartoons too. I watch Squidbillies, Family Guy, American Dad. Damn, I got a billion of
the classics.
Yeah.
The classics.
Yeah. Maybe Cowboy Bebop on a bored day. But yeah, I mostly watch cartoons and anime.
Yeah.
It's very rare that I watch like a show. The only show that I can say I'm watching right now was Snowfall, because that's a raw show. And yeah, other than that, it's cartoons and anime.
So do you like you watch the shows and just kind of like, so it sounds like for cartoons, for instance, like you just turn them on, you don't even care about the story, you just like watch it just to chill out.
For cartoons, yeah, but sometimes I really like. I'll say 95% I really am watching the cartoon.
Yeah.
The other 5%, maybe I'm doing something, I'm on my phone. I don't really feel like it's just background noise. But for the majority of the time, I am actually just watching the show.
So have you watched Black Clover at all? Because my buddy back home, he put me on that, and it's pretty good. I really like it.
What season you on?
Oh, I'm fully caught up.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I'm waiting for them to come out with the new season. My Hero Academia, Bleach is coming out with a new series, so I'm excited for that one, especially with the new graphics. Dang, man. Garo Lagan. Yeah, dude, that anime is that thing.
Yeah, I feel that. It can get really hype. Like,
yeah, dude. Yeah, so especially if you high. You just I remember one time I was watching My Hero Academia and Deku was fighting. What's the one dude that's like fire and ice? What's his name? But you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I suck with names, but we know what we're talking about. Yeah. But I remember watching like the last part when he was like, basically don't hold back. And dude, when they clashed, I felt the wind. I felt the wind blowing in my face. I was like, dude, this is nice. It's nice. So being high watching anime is a nice pastime.
Oh, just watching cartoons getting blazed. It's a nice relaxer. It's a nice relaxer.
Yeah.
It's a nice relaxer. Especially when you're the fucking fighting another human being in a cage, which you're going to be doing this Saturday.
Yes, sir.
In Las Vegas, UFC 272. So before we let you go, what should we expect?
A win, whether it's TKO, knockout, unanimous decision, don't like split decision, because that means you got your ass whooped lightweight.
Or stupid ass judge. Or stupid ass judge.
Really stupid.
I don't like those. But overall, or submission. Overall, my goal is to win and move on to the next step, and leave out healthy.
Damn right. And get fights in. Get a lot of fights in this year. 2022. Year
as long as I come out healthy. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. All right, man. So for Devonte, see y'all in a second. That was a great interview with our boy Devonte, not the Eagles receiver Smith. As we said in the interview, Ari was a little disappointed it wasn't the Devonta Smith, as we have all come accustomed to. He is a massive Philly fan, but anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our winners and losers.
Still a hell of an interview.
Yeah, still a hell of an interview, even though we have yet to film it. We're actually doing this ahead of time because we are like bombarded this week, but yeah, it is what it is. Winners and losers of the week, of the weekend. Preface. I have a couple that are related to the war, and I want to point out, as far as I'm concerned, there's no nukes yet. But that doesn't mean that as of yesterday, which is technically tomorrow for me right now in this current state, There could be nukes. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. This shit's all over the place. But anyway, my first winner is the Ukraine president because he said when they were offering him a ride from Ukraine to like a safe place, he said, "I need ammunition, not a ride." It was like,
dude's a
badass. Big baller shit, dude. It's crazy. Like a week ago, no one knew who this guy was, and now he's gonna be like a symbol of democracy and symbol of like all this other stuff for the rest of his life, and or not even life, for like history. Like he's gonna be a figure they're gonna look at for history, which is just the whole thing's crazy. It's really cool to see happen in real time. So I'm also gonna get my first loser. You know what? I'm gonna save my real loser for a minute. First one is Russia, just because these two connect. They're blowing a 3-1 lead, and it's kind of embarrassing for the country that thinks they can fuck up the United States. They need to take a lesson. Apparently, their infrastructure, like vehicles and things like that, really aren't that modern. And then when you think about what we got here in America, I'm not saying we'd fuck them up, but I'm saying we'd fuck them up.
Hey, the old saying is don't invade Russia in the winter. Maybe don't invade Ukraine in the winter. You're seeing how it goes right now.
It's not a good idea. Not a good idea.
Just not a good
idea.
Working
too well. Not working too well. Anyway, next one for you. Your winner. Your first winner, first loser.
All right, so my first winner is actually a callback to my medals from last week. And my first winner is Hank the Tank, that bear who stole all of our hearts. He has been cleared of all charges.
Free Hank. Free Hank.
Free Hank. It was proven that he was not the bear that was breaking into the houses, and he is no longer on the whatever the Environmental Protection or Wildlife Agency's hit list. So he is no longer on death row. How do you
accuse a bear of breaking into like houses? Are there like other bears that are just like breaking into houses and they're like, oh fuck Hank the Tank, we're just gonna accuse him?
Maybe
anti-bear.
But how do you confuse the 500-pound bear with another?
What if it's just like these like punk ass kids just breaking into houses and they're like, oh, it's just this bear breaking into our house?
Yeah, no, they got a full bear costume and they're just sauntering in and screwing all that stuff up.
I don't know. That shit's crazy. But free Hank. We almost lost another sweet prince, but Hank's alive. He's thriving.
Absolutely.
Anyway, loser.
Gets to eat as many fish as he wants and
just maul as many other animals as he wants to. Like, go for it, Hank.
Absolutely. And my first loser is me, because last week I finally pulled the trigger and bought myself a James Harden jersey, and
are you a Philly fan?
Not going to be arriving until big Philly fan. Yeah, maybe a little bit, just a little. I
wasn't sure.
And it's not going to be arriving till May at the earliest. And I mean, they said it would be April by the time it got there. So I was like, okay, I can wait that out. And then they emailed me yesterday and it was like, yeah, so due to COVID and current world events, we are not able to ship this by the time.
Did you buy it from those like China outlet stores?
No, I bought it straight from NBAshop.com.
That's your first mistake. You gotta buy from those Chinese outlet stores, dude. They get them to you in like a month, no matter what. It doesn't matter when you order it; they'll give it to you. They are clutch. They are fantastic.
I do have a jersey from one of those. I think it was Alibaba, and it's nice quality. I have no complaints about it, but I wanted that official Harden jersey, and now it's not getting to me till May, and I'm just sitting here, $119 in the hole.
Well,
we're thinking about my mistakes.
Well, let me tell you what you know what, my loser's super dark. So let's just go ahead and I want you to go ahead and say your first loser, your last loser, before I get into my my loser.
Yeah. So my last loser is like talking heads on NBA Twitter, who have been like, "Oh, James Harden isn't gonna do stuff for Philly. He's gonna quit on them just like he quit on the Nets. We traded a quitter for him. What are you talking about? We traded a quitter. We got a guy in return who has been dishing out dimes, got a triple-double today, playing perfectly with Embiid. Let's see how that sticks up. They're 2 games in, but like
it's also February.
It's looking good.
But anyway, or actually no, March. Shit, this comes out March 1st. Oh my God. All right. Yeah. Oh wow, that's crazy. Anyway, your last loser before I might get canceled.
Oh, I said my last.
Then who's your last winner?
My last winner, Daryl Morey, for seeing the future and seeing how well.
Three for Philly basketball. What else?
I'm just on a high today. I woke up late and saw that the Sixers were playing, threw it on, and saw that like I was at work last night and didn't wake up until like 2. But like when I woke up and saw that game, that was just the boost of serotonin that has been getting me through today, and I'm just like Philly basketball, man.
Speaking of work, I'll get to my loser here in a second. My first winner, though, before we go on this deep path, is Donda, Kanye, Donda 2. Great album. If you haven't listened to it yet, you're not looking hard enough. Just go on YouTube. You do not need one of those stem players. You just look it up on YouTube. They'll be like,
Thank God.
They'll have like these links, and they're like encrypted. So you have to like click the link, then put in like a code they put in the YouTube link, and then you get the actual thing. So if you haven't gotten it yet, that's how you do it. Or I'm not going to say it. I may have and may not have it. Not going to say anything. But anyway, here's my loser. So last night, I was working this charity event for Mardi Gras or whatever. You know, it was for the Humane Society of Indianapolis. So they're raising money. They released the final tally. It was $50,000. A month ago, I worked for a women's abuse shelter. I did a charity event for them. My loser this week is women's abuse shelters because they only raised $5,000 compared to $50,000 for Humane Society. So it's just kind of crazy how if you get a dog or a puppy, you can raise a shitload of money, but if you see a woman getting her ass beat by her husband, you can't raise more than $5,000. It's pretty pitiful.
No, that is pretty fucked up.
It's pretty fucked up. People care more about animals than human beings. I'm not. At the end of the day, like human beings are a little bit more important than animals. I know that's shitty to say. I know, but domestic abuse victims in their shelters, they're my losers because they can't raise more money than dogs.
No. I guess it is easier to market a puppy with sad eyes.
Yeah, than some women with black eyes and scars on their face.
Because people, it's unfortunate, but people tend to look the other way, and it's horrible.
Yeah, well, I don't want to crawl into a deeper hole than I have already called myself into. So let's move on to UFC Vegas 49, Makhachev versus Green. Before we get into actual fights, let's give our performances. Promise these are not as dark as what I just said about 2 minutes ago. My first one, my performance bonus is blood. If you're watching the Saryukin versus Joel Alvarez fight, you realize pretty quickly Saryukin popped open Alvarez like it was nothing. Just cut him up open all over the place. 2 massive gashes. But anyway, going to the second round before he finishes him, and Alvarez is kind of rolled over, kind of protecting his head. Sook's kind of drilling with some shots. And then as Alvarez moves his head like this, Sook gets him in the face, and it looks like a zits popped on his face and blood just squirts all over the place. And that's kind of the way I describe it. It just looked the way he hit him, it just looked like a zit pop. Like, when you pop a really big zit and squirts on the mirror. That's what it was like when Joel Alvarez got hit in the face by Saryukin before they called the fight. But blood was everywhere. It was one of those things where you're reminded how violent the sport can be. But that's my performance bonus of the week was blood. Welcome back.
Yes. All right, good stuff. My performance bonus goes to Dagestan.
Yes.
Because, Makhachev finished it in round 1. Solid punches to the head, and,
I'm just going to stop you now because I know you didn't watch it.
No, I know. What I was just going to say is it looks like we're coming back for another Khabib kind of
We have another Khabib.
Dagestani dominance.
Yes, the Dagestans, the beards are back. He, it was what's it called? They already released the odds for him against Oliveira, and it's like he's minus 450 to Oliveira's like 350 or some crazy shit like that. Already disrespecting the fuck out of Oliveira. So again, no one cares about your bets, but Oliveira's always been a dog. Just fucking take it. There's no point of never backing a underdog champ. Let's move.
It's smart betting.
Smart betting. No one cares though. So let's move on to fight of the night. Fight of the night. My fight of the night was UFC matchmaking, like bout orders. So pretty much all week, only thing people talked about was the fact that there were some fights that were on the prelims or early in the card that should have been either the co-main or the third featured fight. So I want to point out and say I thought both fights were fun. They had up there, but I still think if you put like a Terrence McKinney up there, or you put the Saryukin and Alvarez fight up more, it would get more exposure to those guys, and it just made more sense in terms of like eyes on the fights. Digress. That's what it is. Harry, do you have a fight of the night?
No, I was working.
Yeah,
I
let's
missed
be
it.
let's be honest here. Let's not crawl into a hole.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no.
just go with me here as I walk through the card. Let's go through the card. Even though that's what we usually do anyway. Let's go into Makhachev Green real quick. Kind of what everyone expected. It's kind of it was kind of fun for the first 30 seconds. Makhachev threw like a head kick, and Bobby Green was like, "Oh hell no!" It was, but again, took him down pretty quick, pretty easily. It's whatever. And as I've said in this program before, I'm a big Justin Gaethje guy. He's probably my favorite fighter to watch. And I'm not going to be cheering for him, though, against Oliveira at this point because I want to see Oliveira against Makhachev because it just, in terms of who's going to beat Islam, Oliveira really is the best chance. Again, I love Justin, but we saw what happened with him against Habib. I want to see Oliveira fight Makhachev, and then maybe we'll see Justin down the line. I don't know, but kind of sucks. That's how I'm feeling about it right now. But hey, maybe Justin fucking flatlines them both. That'd be great too. That'd be great.
It would be wild.
It would be wild. It'd be wild. But it's probably odds are Islam's going to run this division for a long, long, long time, or until he fights Saryukin. He's an animal too. That'll be exciting. They fought once, went to a decision. That was also Arman's first fight in the UFC, and he was only 22. So.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Co-main, Turman, Sturkanov. I don't know. It was fun. It was funny. It was kind of going back and forth. I thought Turman was going to gas himself, and then he pulled out this crazy-ass armbar. Kind of pulled it out of nowhere. It was pretty fucking filthy. The women's fight I was bitching about. I mean, it was good. They were throwing leather. But as I said before, what were you going to say?
I saw a picture post-fight with
who'd you think won? Who do you think won?
It was the one who was bloodied up.
Yeah, it was the one
right?
whose face was all fucked up. Yeah.
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 Came out the winner in the end, but didn't look like it.
No, that's the Justin Gaethje method, except the opposite.
Yep.
Or actually, same way too. He'll lose and he'll still fuck people's faces up. But yeah, it was a fun fight. But still, I would have rather seen Alvarez and Saryukin up there, or give McKinney some shine especially after his performance, which we'll get to here in a second. Again, and then we've kind of already talked about it. Saryukin versus Alvarez. Saryukin. He really is probably the best prospect behind Islam at 155, which is exciting. He's also he's what's it called? Very Islam-esque in terms of like how much he's a boogeyman. Like I don't think anyone wants to fight him, especially above him now. I don't know what the rankings are. Again, this is coming on Tuesday, so the rankings will be updated. He might be 8-7. He might jump Connor. I don't know. Connor's not going to fight him, but it's crazy. It'll be interesting to see what he gets going forward. Maybe him against the loser of RDA Fazeev. I don't know. I'm just trying to spitball out here. But again, Alvarez's takedown defense continues to be 0%. So we'll he's still a fun fighter. I like him. We'll see what happens when he moves up to 170, which is kind of, it's gonna happen. Peter Cian Rodriguez, fun. G-Rod was robbed from what it seemed, but at this point in the game, it's kind of like sucks. He lost his win money, but it is what it is. My favorite fight of the night, really though, other than Saryukin and Alvarez, was Bahamedes against Zhu Rong. Bahamedes going forward, he should be everyone's favorite. He should be like a guy you want to watch the entire way through, even if he's coasting, wins 2 rounds. If he in the 3rd round, he's still looking for finishes, which is what you love out of a fighter. Because usually when a guy's up 2 rounds, he'll coast a little bit and try and just like play safe. He just keeps going for the finish. Dude's a fucking animal. Love that guy. Love him. So
I'll keep an eye on him.
And then the only other thing to note was McKinney going for the sub. Ballsy as fuck, because right away, again, I know you didn't watch it. So what he did was he dove for the leg right away. It was like he was going for a fucking leg lock right away. Like he was going for like it was nuts. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. It was ballsy as hell but right away though he ragdolled Ziam and choked him out. But I guess he was probably going for like the quickest submission in UFC history at lightweight. I don't know. He's all about that stuff. So I don't know. It was a good performance by him. I don't know who he's gonna fight next. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. But
We'll figure it out.
It was interesting. It was very interesting. So going forward, that's what we got for that. That's the show. That's what we got for you guys. Kind of keep it nice and light, especially with 2 interviews today. We got 2 interviews on Friday. We'll have at the moment. This is interchangeable. The guarantee is Kenny Florian's coming back on the show. And then second guest to be decided, but we will have a second guest, I think. We'll see. This world is crazy. The podcasting game is crazy, especially when you do interviews. And this is Sunday, and usually when we record these on Monday, I have a general idea. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That said, that's the show. We'll see you guys on Friday. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around with me all the way to the end. I just want to once again thank the sponsor of the show, Living.fit. If you're looking to better yourself, make sure you go to download the app or visit the website living.fit today.